Hey guys, welcome back to the Atheniano Show. Apologize for the poor video quality. Um, at the Atheniano Show, we take professional video quality very seriously, and this is a rare occurrence. And if you're a subscriber, you probably know that's a joke. But anyway, I want to talk to you guys today about something that happened in Russia. So yesterday, on February 16th, the main opposition leader in Russia, Alexei Navalny, was reported dead. Now, it hasn't been confirmed or denied whether or not it was a suicide, a death, or a murder. However, there was videos of him appearing fine, security footage of him appearing fine on February 15th, the day before. So pretty much the whole world knows that it was an assassination. And I'm going to tell you my opinion that I think it was an assassination. I think Putin and the government knows that we know that it's an assassination and is not trying to hide that. Because I think Putin doesn't really care whether or not the West thinks or knows that he's murdering political opponents. I think he doesn't give a shit. And I think this is a very strategic move on Putin's part. You see, Putin's main objective right now, or the main thing that he's focused on, is in foreign policy, right? It's not domestic. He's focused on the war in Ukraine and completing whatever the hell he set out to do in Ukraine. So domestically, he's not really worried. But I think he wants us to think that domestically, he wants us to focus on his domestic situation to distract from what's actually happening in the foreign space in Ukraine. So, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but Navalny died yesterday. Today, Russia made its most significant military gain in the war since May of last year, almost a year ago. They captured the city of Avdiivka. I don't know if I pronounced that right, but that's Avdiivka, and that is, according to the New York Times, Russia's most significant military gain since May, right? I don't think that's a coincidence that it happens the day after Navalny is killed. Because if you noticed, the news cycle has been all about Navalny's death. And it's been about Navalny being this great guy and Putin being this guy who kills his political opponents and blah, 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 Navalny. And I think Putin wants that. I think he's playing a game. He's saying, okay, I'm going to, do this thing. I don't care if they think I'm a murderer. I am a murderer. I don't really give a shit what they think. I want them to focus on the domestic affairs because I'm about to do something in the foreign policy space that I don't want them to focus on. So Navalny dies, and Putin's saying, haha, I planted this bomb. I killed Navalny now to plant this kind of distraction in the minds of the West, to focus on that and not focus on the fact that we're about to conquer Avdiivka. Now that's my opinion, and I don't think this is the first time he's done something like this. So Putin gave his interview with Tucker Carlson, which was the first Western journalist to interview Putin in a very long time. And of course, it generated a lot of press, and people were talking about it, right? And I think that interview happened on the 5th or the 6th of February, but it was released on the 8th of February. Now, what we didn't pay a lot of attention to, which was really significant, was that on February 7th, a couple days after the interview and a day before the interview was released, Russia was reported to have allegedly launched a hypersonic cruise missile against Ukraine for the first time in the war. This is really important because these missiles can travel I think I read about 5 times faster than the speed of light. So no, not the speed of light, the speed of sound. You can't travel faster than the speed of light because nothing is faster than the speed of light. But about 5 times the speed of sound. And what's really important is these missiles are basically incapable. The current air defense systems that Ukraine has that were purchased by the U.S. are incapable of intercepting these hypersonic cruise missiles. So it's a really, really, really important step in the war because it means that Ukraine's missile defense is dealt a major blow because if Russia continues to use these hypersonic cruise missiles and is introducing them into the conflict. And it also escalates the conflict to a large degree. But again, that was kind of a story in the background of Tucker Carlson interviews Vladimir Putin, and Putin, scapegoats all of these things and dances around the questions, and it's people are saying all these kind of things about this interview, and then Putin says, "Oh, it was a softball interview," and everybody's debating this about Tucker Carlson interview. Meantime, he goes out and does this in the foreign policy space to distract the news cycle. And I think it's very intentional. So I want you guys to pay attention to the way that the news cycle is covering Russia and Putin. And if it ever seems like, again, like either the Tucker Carlson interview or the killing of Navalny, like it's suddenly turning to domestic issues in Russia, I personally think it's a play by Putin to create a distraction for foreign policy things that he deems more important and that he doesn't want the West and the international space to care about as much. So that's my opinion. Let me know what you think. And yeah, I hope you found this interesting. I hope you found it insightful. Like I said, obviously the video production is very high. Just kidding. But anyway, I hope you subscribe. I hope you like this video. We're at 99 subscribers right now, so I'd really, really, really like to get to 100. And I'm about to release an interview I did with a Ukrainian student 2 years ago. So yeah, stay tuned, stay updated, subscribe, and stay sexy.